Hey guys, I wanted to give you a quick update on the garden. If you remember, we had moved it this year to a different spot, and I'll link that down below in the description if you had missed it. But best move ever, let me show you. Okay, here we go. Everything is doing well. So I have my peppers here. These are poblano peppers. They're still kind of small, but you can see I'm getting flowers on there. So I will get peppers. Now my cucumbers are doing great. I have some small cucumbers. Pat likes them, and I'm going to make pickles out of them. And then some of the larger ones. But here's one. I just picked 2 of these yesterday and 2 of the larger ones that I'll pick tomorrow. But if you notice on this side, see how they're getting little bite marks and they're getting eaten? Well, I saw a chicken stick his head all the way through. Let me see, I'm getting a little blurry here, but they're pecking at my cucumber and they're eating it all up. So I have that netting back there, and I'm going to do the bottom all along here. I'm going to go along the whole side to prevent that. I left that cucumber there so that they could be pecking at that and not bothering, you know, my other stuff, because I do have new growth and all on it. But it is a little close, but what are you going to do? My garden's a lot smaller than it was, so I'm making use of the space that I have. I'm going to have to extend it next year. So these are all the peppers. They're doing good. I usually tomato cage the peppers so that when the peppers grow and it's heavy, it kind of still stays upright. I haven't done it yet. Again, it's just more my room, so I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. But here are the zucchini. They're doing great. I already got 2 zucchini off of it, and I have a lot of fruit on both. Like there's one, not fruit, vegetables. And there's quite a few in there. And these were planted late. These are the string beans. My seeds did not grow, so when I just put them in the, I just seeded them in the ground right here. So they were just started like 6 weeks ago, to where everything else was already a little established 6 weeks ago. Try and get my shadow out. Only 2 of my lettuces came up. I'll taste them to see if they're bitter or not, because they might be done. But look, this is my tomato rows. I have so many tomatoes. So it's a little crowded because this whole fence line was supposed to be just tomatoes. Then of course I went overboard because I need all these tomatoes, and I bought more. So just 2 weeks ago I put this new fence line up and put them here. It's still a little walkway. I have to tie them up so that they can, you know, go upwards. But like I have a whole group here is all San Marzanos. That's to make gravy. This group here is all, I think it's the real, like the fat tomatoes, regular tomatoes for sandwiches. And then I'm going to dice them up and freeze dry them. And then we're going to have, you know, them in burgers and stuff. And then over here is my paste tomatoes, which we're going to make and can some paste if I get enough. And then back there I have some cherry tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes. I don't even know. I got to look at my list. I have a journal, so I'll look at my list and see. But they're all doing really, really well. They're huge. Everything is much bigger than it was this time last year. Wait, look, like I'm getting a good bit of tomatoes on all of them, but here's another little guy. But it's just like a mess of tomatoes. I love it. My spinach is done. I took that out. I didn't expect my pea to last. Something ate all the peas, took them out of the root, and then separated the root from the stem. But I still got that guy, and well, let's say gal, and she's producing really well for me. I just keep picking them and putting them in the freezer. Cauliflower's doing all right, getting little bite marks, but kale's doing good. A lot of kale salads in our future. So here's my broccoli row. I've already collected 9 broccoli. You could see though, let me show you, the heads are kind of little, but they're already starting to yellow and separate on some of them. I'll leave that another day or two. But you can see I picked a lot of them. Like even this one, you know, might be ready to pick soon, and I guess because it just got hot, so it's not doing so great, like not getting big. But I am going to plant more in August. So my Brussels sprouts, buggies on the Brussels sprouts, buggies on the cabbage. So I do have neem oil that I'm going to spray. That is an organic spray, but I find that the neem oil does not work on the cabbage, and if not, I may have to do the 7 spray. Then the cabbage and my Brussels sprouts will not be organic, but that is the only thing I'm going to spray. I'm not even going to neem oil anything unless it absolutely needs it, which it shouldn't. But there you have this part of the garden. It is flourishing. Oh, there's Mr. Rooster. I let them out to play today. Let me show you the potatoes and the onions. Yikes, I almost stepped on this guy. I was about to go into the chicken coop. He crawled around and now he's inside this cement thing we have here. It's going to be our greenhouse, but I don't want him to get my chicken eggs, and I have the door open. Whoa. But it is a black snake, good for mice. I think I'm going to leave them for now. Relocate them if it's a problem. We're just going to take a quick stop off for mint and lavender. I'm going to freeze dry it, make it into a powder, and then put it in my soap. It'll be my first time making soap with I usually use regular lavender, so it'll be my first time using the lavender powder along with the mint. So we'll see how it works. I figured I'm going to do half that way, half my other way, just in case it's not great. Real quick, this is the old garden. I've been taking the black paper off and I'm going to have to do the rest. All that stuff there is just weeds that grew that I'm not picking because we're going to be mulching it in and putting some fresh compost, but it's pretty big. And now I do have some watermelon here. I do have watermelon here, but that's not watermelon, that's pumpkin. That one's little, but you could see it's like growing a little pumpkin. But this is what happened the last time. They were all short and stunted. I don't know why I did it back here again, but I did do, this is a cantaloupe. Let me try and get out of the sun. And my watermelon. But you can see the watermelon is actually doing pretty well. We use the chicken compost, and here's another watermelon. We use the chicken compost and that mushroom compost you could see there, so it has helped. And that's why we want to take this all apart. And once we do, we'll kind of try to mend the soil a bit to use it for some of our bigger things. So these are the potatoes. Now this is all in the compost, the whole potato and onion run. I have 138 potatoes. I did a little bit more than I thought. I didn't realize how much it would have with them seeds. The onions are starting to go. I'm probably going to freeze dry all of them. And then here's all the rest of my potatoes. And you'll notice, like, look how big these guys are, right? And then over here, and this is where the compost was, but since I had so many potatoes, I had to move over. I was not supposed to have potatoes in this row, and I have 2 rows all the way down. But you could see how small they are. Like there's one compared to, how big these guys are. So the compost, it's mushroom and chicken, does really make a difference. So we're figuring if we do that in here. I haven't been in this garden yet to hoe it or do anything. I'm kind of in the other garden right now, and I'll get to this week. Pat's job is corn. He really has to weed his corn, but he did put some of the compost in. It's looking okay. The last time we did it, and he did this late too. He only did this maybe 3 weeks ago, so I feel like they don't look bad for 3 weeks, but they're you know, they were this whole thing, and there's only a few here, so it does have to be weeded. That is it. That's all for my garden update. I'll try and show you a little bit more once everything starts coming in, like most of the vegetables and stuff, but I'm satisfied. I'm happy we switched it. Moving it into the chicken coop or the chicken run was probably the best thing we did. The soil here is just way too sandy and nothing is growing in it. The tomatoes did okay, but you know, last year. But other than that, I mean, everything was just stunted and did not grow. So I'm very satisfied with what we did. And I just need to make it a little bit bigger. I feel like that's not big enough for me. I like stuff. I like lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. But I will keep you posted on how it's doing, and we'll come back for potato and onion time. That might be, I guess, sort of soon. It looks like they're getting there, and we'll go from there. And then we'll can and freeze dry and make mashed potatoes and freeze dry them for powder and instant mashed potatoes. Got a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff to do, and a lot of preserving to do coming up. All right, see you soon on the next adventure.